Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. We're going to look into an emotion here that we may be struggling with and looking for a way to navigate our way through it. If it resonates, feel free to like or comment. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. Our message I did right before this was a bit low and melancholy, so hopefully this one's not in the same energy. Looks like we got 3 cards here. We have shocked, controlled, and insignificant. So the way that this first comes out is like coming to an understanding, like we've saw something, uh, probably more or less with other people, maybe ourselves as well, but we'll start with other people because that's what we like to do, point to blame, which at times it is true. I just know it gets over abused at times. So uh, obviously we're shocked. A truth came through where we finally saw someone's behavior and we learned that, oh wow, we really weren't that important in this relationship, which is a bit heartbreaking at a time. Uh, we were living a lie. We thought it was true, but there's a bit of manipulation or alternative motives taking place. And this control could have been through us. Somebody was had alternative motives and a direction that they wanted things to go, whether for full benefit of themselves in a way of uh, manipulating our thoughts or our mind or our significance in the world or our abilities to keep us small in a way that kept them in a good light or kept us less than, and also or in a way of being more of a beneficial aspect to them. uh, Seeing that obviously would put us in a bit of a tizzy, and if we took the time to really reflect on everything and how much we may have been detoured or directed, ushered, is a very uh, depleting and sad story at a time, depending on what it really relates to. This aspect, sure, we can look at the individual and why they needed that control. We can dissect their uh, psyche if we really wanted to, but at this point, what is the point? We were duped. We were funneled and controlled in a way of uh, obviously not of our best interest. Depending on how it was, it may have been placed in bad decisions, I should say, made bad decisions, bad situations, addictions to stay in a place that kept us less than. This insignificant part is this whole lie, like, wow, you wore a mask this whole time, and everything you said was bullshit. It was a two-faced action. It was driven by being, malicious, and I was not loved. I was not important. I was only as good as whatever I provided or experience or created an experience for you during this stage. Sure, we can start with anger and frustration over this behavior of another individual, but when it really reflects back, it hurts a bit. And then it hurts, sure, of the mask and the lunacy of the behavior of the situation behind the person done onto us. But it also starts to hurt then. We start to hurt ourselves because we feel uh, upset or mad at ourselves for falling for it this long or not seeing it. Uh, it's a pretty worthless word there, insignificant. We feel pretty low about it. We'll briefly reflect on the aspect of maybe in self that coming to an epiphany of a certain behavior that we may have been working out of for our shadow aspect. And we control a lot of situations. We make a lot of decisions based upon this aspect of ourselves. And when we do that, we are in essence, keeping it alive. We're keeping it alive by covering it up, by controlling situations to make us feel a certain way, whether with people, places, or things. Now, granted, if we were in this situation with the other individual or individuals and they were uh, leading us astray in ways to benefit them, technically, we had some sort of a wound. So it's all kind of intertwined and connected. The way we're seeing it is the other person. But they were exploiting a wound of ours. And or maybe they molded it in the beginning and then abused it throughout our life. But through that situation, uh, that wound then needs to be healed. Otherwise, we would repeat the cycle. Which, if we're shocked, we've come to the realization, we see it for what it is, and it is time to clear it out or heal. Uh, our opposite of shocked is understood. We see it now. We see it for what it is. We were in it for however long, whether all of our life or a little bit. We see the person, the behavior, the actions now. And now that we can see it, we can do something with it. Otherwise, we would have been in it. We'd still be in it. Why did it take this long? That is different situations for everyone. Controlled is unrestricted. We are making decisions through ourselves. We might need a bit of time to reflect on that. Maybe we have been. We're really reflecting on that wound in essence and how it kind of got us in this place in the first place. The opposite of insignificant is acknowledgement. Acknowledgement sounds like understood, but acknowledgement uh, with insignificant is referencing the fact that that's not true, that we were played, that there was a game going on, we were being manipulated, and everything and anything that kept us in this space of being controlled or directed or played like a puppet to benefit the other, however it may have panned out, uh, isn't true. So when we really think about that, depending on how the situation was, there'd be a lot of manipulation, a lot of gaslighting, a lot of less than projection, and uh, placed in situations or habits to feel stuck or unable to move. We are now in an unrestricted space. But when we really reflect on that, it plays a bit of a mind game there of how much this experience may have molded us or changed us, directed us, funneled us, kept us small in a less than, whether self-esteem or with our own actions, our own trust or belief in ourselves to succeed at anything. Uh, Knocking down our femininity or masculinity to fit in a role that benefited this suppressor. Uh, there is so many aspects, and until we really dig in, we can see how it really affected our life, and that may have created uh, a lot of experiences there. So we're acknowledging this, and once we start to see it, we rebuild, and we start to see, wow, I'm not that kind of person at all. I was in a place of being in a controlled state where uh, I was blind to it. I was blind to it. You have to decide at this point whether we want to stay in that place of victimhood, which, yes, whatever took place was not fair. But in that space, we are not really going to be moving in an unrestricted way. At this point, we need to, everybody's on their own timeline, but the advice is we need to start to rebuild this aspect of ourselves. And depending on how long it's been, this may have been taking place whether all of our life or throughout parts of our life, everything that was experienced and projected is more or less built on a falsehood. It was given to us to keep us in this controlled space. And then we took that as identity and we started to wear that and believe that that is us, which now we have seen things for what they are. We're acknowledging it, and we are rebuilding ourselves to who we always once were. It has just been suppressed. So what else do we have here, Spirit? think there was just one. Three of Pentacles, collaboration. We can look at this with others. Maybe we want to seek professional help to heal from this. It is a lot going on, and I'm sure we got a lot of emotions attached to it. Maybe even just some good friends, family members as well. Or we can do it through self and spirit, God, source, divine, whoever you're subscribed to. It's not that we need help. It just makes us see things a bit differently when we're open to it. Otherwise, we're a bit closed-minded because we have our emotions attached to it. And when our emotions are attached to things, we see what we want. We feel what we want. That fits our shell. With a little bit of help on the external, we can navigate these things better. We can get to the root cause quicker. We can solve things. We can have that external support that we may be still limiting ourselves. When we're in here and we were suppressed in however which way, or described or identified as a less than, depending on how long we carried that. That's kind of an identity that's difficult to let go of. It's where a lot of our insecurities come from, whether we were in a situation like this or not. It's something we always identified with. And to change that, if we feel that way about ourselves, how are we going to get that punch to say that we're better than that we don't have that insecurity, that's not true? And that's where some external help comes in to actually tell us how beautiful and wonderful we truly are inside and out, versus this aspect of still kind of being in that insecurity, and it's holding us back from moving forward, which it is hard. A Three of Swords reversed, healed wounds. Now, healing needs this shock probably hit pretty hard. And then that whole idea of reflecting back and seeing throughout life or situations how much this has taken a toll on us, or really molded or shaped our life. Wow, that was all a lie. It was all a joke. It was all a mask. And it's going through such a thing myself. When you do heal everything, and you reflect back just on the individuals, it's like, wow, what a sad soul it is. Obviously, depending on where we're at, we're not going to be in that stage, but it's just a really sad story altogether. Death reversed, fear of change. This can be, first it came out as with others, letting them go in an aspect of being connected somehow, whether family, friends, or platonic. We had this connection, and to us it was real. It was real. Even though they may have done all these things and we may be upset about it, there's still this bond. We call it a trauma bond, something along those lines, that we're still connected in it, and we're still a decent person. And what was true to us and wasn't to them, well, we still feel it. And being okay to let go of that. The idea of like mourning a death of, let's say we had a loved one, and we didn't have to experience this. This is just an example of, we can put ourselves in this position to think we had a loved one and we really loved them and they loved us, and they were going through a hard time towards the end, and we had to make a decision to let them go, like pull the plug. And we carried some sort of guilt afterwards, and we were never able to have fun. Or like, let's say we had a spouse that passed over, and we mourned, but we never felt it was acceptable to date someone else or see someone else. We're carrying that weight throughout to we would feel bad, letting that go, and being happy for what we did, or what we experienced, or what was lost, or a commitment that was made. Hanging on to that really holds us back. And I'm not saying that it's wrong to mourn. I'm just saying that it comes to a time that we deserve to be happy, and it's okay to be happy without them. We got the world, achievement, closing out this cycle. This is obviously, like I said, we would have been very shocked by coming to this epiphany or understanding of the situation. And uh, it's time to change, remold ourselves in a way that the world hasn't seen yet. Or maybe it did and it's been suppressed for a while. We're closing out that cycle, that wound that was being exploited. Uh, it's over now. We're rebuilding ourselves, and I mean, do whatever you want to do. We're free now. Excuse me. Justice card, karma. Sure, we can look at this for others. We're going to look at it for self as, uh, what is the good karma for closing out this cycle? We're free from these limitations. We are unrestricted at this point to walk in our discernment, our authenticity, whoever we remember and transform back into to become. We'll get one last card here, Spirit. Ace of Swords. Mental clarity. Our thoughts are clear now. We did understand everything and acknowledge everything for what it was. We were living a lie. Sadly, we were the victim to it. But we left that space now, or we're going to be. We have to be to fully move into this. I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.